Dinosaurs are dragons, Part 2. Somerset is full of sea dragon fossils. If you read the normal history of the area, it will tell you something like the following. 200 million years ago, during the early Jurassic period of geological time, much of Somerset was covered by a warm, shallow sea. As a creationist, I do not agree with this interpretation. However, much of Somerset was either underwater or was boggy marsh in the past before the land was drained. This made it an ideal habitat for dragons. Dragons were better suited to life before the flood. The climate was more temperate, and the oxygen content of the atmosphere was higher. After the flood of Noah, life became harsher and dragons struggled to support their own body weight and maintain their body temperature. Boggy, marshy places were ideal for them, as they could hide in the rushes and float in the water, only coming onto the land when they needed to. The Leviathan in the Bible is clearly some sort of dragon, as it breathes fire from its mouth and nostrils. Job chapter 41, verses 19 to 21. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and a flame go out of his mouth. It is also the Leviathan, a sea creature, unlike the behemoth mentioned in Job 41, which is a land creature. Job chapter 41, verses 31 to 32. He makes the deep boil like a pot. He makes the sea like a pot of ointment. Behind him he leaves a shining wake. One would think the deep to be white-haired. This illustration shows a 12th century picture from the medieval encyclopedia known as the Book of Flowers, and it clearly depicts the Leviathan in water. Have a look at this picture of a Leviathan and compare it to the next picture. Remember that depictions of dragons in medieval times were regarded as illustrations of living creatures. There are some similarities between the picture of the Leviathan and fossils of ichthyosaurs and pliosaurs. For instance, the long snout, the long tail, and the sharp teeth. It is interesting how the biblical account of the Leviathan ties up with the Somerset legends. There is a legend that a dying dragon will try and reach the sea, which is why there is a dragon's cross at Bilbrook in Somerset. Also, the dragons of the legends of Norton Fitzwarren and Kingston St Mary both breathed fire, just as the Leviathan did. The theory of evolution would have us believe that life on Earth has, for some reason not explained, developed from simple organisms to advanced ones over billions of years. In fact, the reverse is true. Life on Earth has been deteriorating since the time of creation, and in particular since the flood. When I look around the local museums, I can see how amazing life must have been thousands of years ago. The plants and animals were larger and more developed than they are now. Ammonites were marine animals that are now extinct. The largest one in the picture here is a Titanites giganteus. It is incomplete. Imagine how large it would have been with a body and long tentacles. As we get nearer to the end, more and more creatures are dying out. The Bible tells us that the earth is staggering under the weight of our sins. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. Fossils are everywhere, all over the planet, deposited in the earth as a result of the flood. They are not hard to find. They are God's witness to his creation and the great cataclysm that destroyed life on earth as a result of the wickedness that had overcome the world. I found this fossil pictured of a leaf just walking along a beach in Somerset. The only land creatures that survived the flood were those that Noah took on the ark. The ark is a picture of Jesus. If we accept him, then we are saved by the love of God from the wrath that is to come. Thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting, you can find more information at prophecy-workshop.com.